Okay. We are now in percent of change. So the part of this is finding percents of numbers, and part of this is a percent increase and decrease. So if I have something, let's just say it was $78 and I marked it up to $125, what percent of change is that? So how do you get from 78 to 125? Whatever that number is, you put it over your original number, and then you divide, and that's what your percentage is. Or you say it's equal to what over 100. So to get to 125, let's say it was 128, that would be 50, but then we're 3 less. So that's 47 over 178. Now, you could cross multiply and figure it out that way, or in your calculator, you could just type 47 divided by 78, and you would get 0.60, which that's 60%. So that's a 60% increase. That's big. Okay. If your original was 41 and you went to 24, the difference there is going to be negative, but don't make it negative. Just take the absolute value of it, because I just want to know, we can just say it's a decrease by keeping it negative. But the difference there is going to be 17. Okay, you went down 17, so you're just going to say a decrease. And you're putting it over the original. So 17 divided by 41 is going to give you 0.41. Okay, or you'd say a 41% decrease. Here, your original was 6, you went to 8, so you went up 2 over the original, and that's about a third, or it's about 33.3%. Now, I'm not sure what the textbook asked. If the textbook asked for the nearest whole number, this is what you would do. If it asked for the nearest tenth, you'd say 33.3. If it asked for the nearest hundredth, you'd say 33.33. Here, we have 35 to 32, so that's a difference of 3. And you put it over the original number. That percent is going to be, well, it's 0.0857. So you go over to the right twice, and that's going to be about 8.5% or 8.6%. Or if you were to round to the nearest whole number, 9%. So that's a 9% decrease because you went down. This was an increase, decrease, and an increase. Okay. So we also jumped back into the capital P, where it's pre-algebra. We didn't go over this section 6 because I wanted you to really learn proportions. And I want you to use, again, what I said, percent is a number over 100 and is over of. I wanted you to write it like that. And we talked about that. The is over of part is just saying when there's like word problems and they say the word is usually talking about the numerator, and of is usually talking about the denominator, because of is of your total. So this, they're saying 25 is what percent of 125? So of was beside this word, that's why I put it on the bottom. Then you cross multiply. Or you could just divide and get a percent, or you could say 25 times 100 is 2,500 equals 125x. Divide both sides by 125, and you're going to get 20. So 20%. Number 12, it was the same thing. It said 14 is. So is over of. They don't say of, it says is 20%. Well, 20%, the 20 goes over the 100. And they said of what number? Well, what number is x? So you go ahead and cross multiply and then divide by 20, and you get 70. So your number was 70. Does that make sense? 14 is 20% of 70? Yeah. For 14, the problem says what number is 25% of 18? That's why we put these numbers this way. So cross multiply, and you're going to get, when you divide by 100, 4.5. So 4.5 is 25% of 18. And number 16, it says, what percent of 48 is 30? So we need to find the percent. You could just divide and get the percent, or you can cross multiply like we did, and we'll get 3 zeros equals 48x. When you divide both sides by 48, you are going to get 62.5%. And those are your 8 problems. And then that's it for your homework for the week. Just make sure you complete the review packet, and Monday we'll go over another review.